And Johnny, let's move on into our next topic. Before we do, though, I have a brand new announcement. I've announced this on the Fast Break. I've announced this on the Onside, or will be announcing it on the Onside Kick, as we already recorded those. But on twitch.tv/Most Valid Podcast, Johnny, do you have an Amazon Prime account?
Maybe.
So if you have an Amazon Prime account,
kind of weird if you don't know.
What they give you is on Twitch, they give you a free sub. So every single month, they give you a free sub that you can throw at any creator that you want. Ooh. So, Johnny, you could throw a sub at MVP each month, and it's basically like Amazon giving you this free money that you can't cash in and use for yourself, but you could throw it at us and let us use it. And I'm asking you to do that. So if you have Amazon Prime and you have this free money that Amazon is giving you, why not throw it at us? Basically the Kurt Schilling of why not us? Why not us? MVP. Go and sub on twitch.tv. We're building up the Twitch fam, or the Twitch live streams. Eventually, the Rick and Johnny podcast will be live, and then it'll be on YouTube later. Johnny's like, oh my God, fuck it, we'll do it live. I don't know if I can, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Yeah, those noises will be live. And then we'll have chat.
You're not going to edit those out?
I'm not editing that out. Fuck it, we'll do it live. And then we'll have chat. We're going to have brand new things. We're building up that kind of presence for us. So make sure to go to twitch.tv/podcast. Throw us that sub if you've got Amazon.
When he says building things, that means he's not going to let me sleep because I have to build everything.
Yeah, Johnny's the builder. Johnny, is it John? No, Bob the Builder. But your name's not Bob.
No, it's not Bob.
John the Builder. Instead of John the Baptist, you're John the Builder. But what we are talking about is... Ooh, I caught it. And I dropped it.
Fumble!
So what we're going to talk about is we're going to stay in the MCU, but we're going to talk about X-Men. A little bit of Wolverine. Johnny?
Snick.
Thank you. And basically, this was from...
That was a sad snicked.
Earlier this week. The 19th is when I'm looking at this article from CBR.com. And here's what it says. At Celebrity Fan Fest in San Antonio, Texas, Aquaman star Jason Moamoa revealed he'd love to portray Wolverine in the MCU. While that was an off-the-cuff response to a fan's question and shouldn't be taken as a plea to be rescued from the DCEU, it still raises an interesting question. Would Jason Moamoa be a good Wolverine? So I'm going to throw that question
Save me, MCU.
I'm going to throw that question at you. Would Jason Moamoa be a good Wolverine? And on top of that, should Marvel think about casting him as Wolverine in the MCU? What's your take, John?
Well, thinking about it, I kind of started warming up to the idea
because before the podcast, it was like a hard. It was
not a hard no.
It felt like a staunch no. Like you tried to justify it, but in the end, you're like, no.
No, I didn't say that. I just like I wasn't. I was sort of saying I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Thinking about it, because I can thinking more and more about his Khal Drogo. Because there's two things I mainly know him from: is Aqua Bro and Khal Drogo. And that's the thing is like, as long as he doesn't go too jokey like Aquaman does, maybe like if he does serious Aquaman tone, that's perfect.
Then he can make it work.
Yes, grow your facial hair back, please, and then not all of it.
I mean, does he need the facial hair for Wolverine?
Wolverine has like almost like mutton chops that go near into the mustache, so he doesn't have to grow everything back, but he's got to have like,
because I'm thinking
he's got to have gruff.
Yeah, like I'm also thinking
doesn't have to be thick like mine.
Yeah, not MCU, but animated series. It was kind of like what I have, almost a little bit more of
thicker than what you have.
It's like it's thinner in the MCU one, or not MCU. I keep saying MCU. The animated series,
it was thinner here. He almost had mutton chop. Like he had really wicked sideburns, basically.
Wicked.
I'm gonna go with that.
Real wicked sideburns. Yeah, I think that Momoa, like, of course he'd have to cut his hair short, kind of like Khal Drogo.
Khal Drogo's hair was long.
No, I thought it was shorter.
No, his hair. Oh, okay. He had that big ass braid because that was
been forever since I watched the early seasons of Game of Thrones.
remember.
The North remembers.
The North remembers. No, because remember the what was there? The Dothraki had that braid that was kind of like, hey, this is the longer your braid, the more men you've killed.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Now that you're like speaking this stuff, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, now I remember.
I kind of remember that. But
yeah, but seeing like, especially now, seeing that orange like Aquaman suit, it's next to the brown and yellow Wolverine suit, kind of making it seem even more like, yeah, you know what, I'm down for that, because it kind of like just changed the suit up a bit. I would want the brown and yellow, to be honest. Classic Wolverine.
I'm thinking here. So, because I'm looking at pictures of Jason Moamoa now.
Yeah.
Short hair, because there are pictures of him with short hair.
Oh, is there?
There's one where basically, and this is great podcasting, by the way, because our audio listeners can't see this. There's one, if you just type in Jason Moamoa short hair, that's basically like him from the 90s as a young kid. And it's basically like gelled up hair in the front, tight Abercrombie and Fitch type shirt, like blue Abercrombie and Fitch shirt without the lettering on the front, where it's basically like, yo, man.
Abercrombie and Finch model, basically.
I'm going to be in the boy band, man. But then there's other ones where it's like down to like his basically right above the shoulders, mid neck, I would say.
Yeah.
But then there's others where he's got a little floof in the front, where if you type in Jason Momoa short hair into Google, do this right now. The second picture from the left on the top.
Sorry, I did Bing.
Is basically what I'm looking at. And Johnny, I will show you. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And
that's one of
for the
ones
camera, maybe you can see it. I'll show it to the camera. But that, like, if he did that, would that not be okay for Wolverine?
That would work.
That would work. The hair's a little long. Maybe the mutton chops, like you said, the sides.
Maybe, yeah.
Grow them out a little bit because it's kind of a little bare there. But I think Momoa, like, when we talked earlier, like that. When we talked earlier, like, who could be, because originally people were saying Zac Efron was going to be or could be Wolverine in the MCU. I didn't like that.
No Dragon Balls.
But at the same time, I didn't know of anybody
else
that could do it. And the question that I want to propose to you kind of ties into that article that I looked at about the Marvel
and the
MCU already starting to think about how they are going to get the X-Men into the MCU. And the thing I want to ask you is, because there's also the opinion out there that they shouldn't do Wolverine right away. Yeah, that works. Yeah, that's the muscly one with him from behind.
Looking over his shoulder, superhero style.
Mm-hmm. The thing I want to ask you is, for the X-Men, how would you do it with... I'm going to give you 3 choices.
Okay.
You either have an X-Men solo movie and do basically X-Men First Class, but MCU style. Like, you know what I mean? Where it's all the X-Men in one movie. You do one character, and that character is Wolverine. Or you do one character, and that character is not Wolverine. Or you introduce a couple characters into a different MCU movie. That's your 4 choices. So, altogether, the solo movie, but then you got the choice, is it Wolverine or not Wolverine?
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one is basically take a couple of those X-Men and put them Civil War style, like they did with Spider-Man. Put them in someone else's movie, so then there's not a ton of pressure on that character.
So here's what I'm going to throw out to you. Taking my own slight liberties with your choices. Give me original cast or one of the original roster X-Men. Or, God, I can't think of what. Let me finish before you go.
I know. This goes to our Spider-Man thing, but go ahead.
So give me one of these semi-original rosters. There's one in particular I can't think of what storyline it's from. So I can't give you like who they 100% are, but basically I think it was the roster that had Beast, Jean Grey, Scott Summers, Angel, and
So the Uncanny.
Iceman. The original roster. I guess maybe that's Uncanny.
Yeah, the Uncanny
But
X-Men.
I believe that's the storyline where you have introduced those X-Men. Very end or after credit scene, introduce that storyline is where Wolverine is sent to kill Xavier by Magneto.
Oh, okay. That would be interesting.
Because that's one of the comic book lines where he was sent by Magneto to kill Charles Xavier. Obviously MCU doesn't have to go that route 100%, but that would be my first choice.
Yeah, because the Uncanny X-Men were the original run was Angel, Beast, Cyclops, Iceman, and then Marvel Girl, who was Jean Grey. Did you say Iceman?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So it's basically the same lineup you said would be the Uncanny X-Men that was Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, obviously. That would be interesting because then you kind of get, if it's Momoa, you kind of give him in an evil role, like Wolverine in that evil role early on. There's a part of me. Xavier convinces him to flip sides and not kill him. Basically, with his like telepath, he can talk to him in his mind, and that kind of freaks Wolverine out at first. Before I touch the X-Men stuff, I want to tell you the mind bomb that went off in my head.
Yeah.
So, backwards, if you haven't seen our Spider-Man predictions video on YouTube, go ahead, check that out first. We'll be waiting here because I'm going to say something that was a prediction there. You know how the after credit scene, I said, what if it's Oscorp? What if it's the Fantastic Four? They bought the building, and now it's the Baxter building.
Reed Richard bought it to be the Baxter building.
That to me would make more sense than Oscorp because it's an MCU movie. Why would the MCU set up... Well...
That would be another interesting one, though, so they can introduce the Fantastic Four. Well,
I'm conflicted, too, because I'm trying to think, how many after-credit scenes were there for Spider-Man Homecoming?
There were a few. I don't remember offhand, but...
Was the prison the only one?
No, prison, there was the one that, like, kind of got us, like, trolled us, where, why are you still waiting around here?
Oh, that's
Captain America. Then there was the...
With the
light
thing, or was that was Civil War?
Was that Civil War?
Yeah, that was Civil War.
There's an easy way to find out.
I know what the last one was. Where fucking Aunt May, and then it ended.
Yes, there you go.
Because she saw him as Spider-Man. So the only serious one. So there was one that set up Sony because that's pretty much the Vulture Scorpion one. That was a nod to, hey, Sony, we're going to help you out. We're going to introduce the Scorpion this way for you. So you have it. The other ones are MCU-based. And now I'm torn. I am torn between, would that be something that they use to set up and help Sony? Or is that something that they use and say, no, that is now the Fantastic Four's building? Either one is awesome, but now I'm kind of leaning towards the Fantastic Four.
So it was just the A that was left there. They have like someone cutting off the A,
and it's just the 4.
And like have it so it's already like some sparks were finished. You have like the welding or the metal cutting, and as the part of the A was being pulled away, it just looks like a 4 now.
Yeah, and it fits that because how many people for the video game, the Marvel video game, were like, oh my God, it's going to have something to do with the 4 people per party because the A looks like a 4. The A for Avengers already kind of looks like a 4.
Yeah, it'd be easy to just
modify it.
Cutting it. Because then Reed Richard would save his money because he see how well he's doing. Because I know in the campy version, he was not doing so well financially.
Yeah. Dude, I fucking would love that. But now back to the Wolverine or the X-Men part of it.
Yes, I actually found a little snippet about that one. I was trying to find the storyline.
I almost feel like the if you're going to do an Uncanny X-Men, you're going to do it as their own movie. You're not going to include it in an MCU movie. I'm going to have an Uncanny X-Men movie.
Oh, I wasn't saying tie in with the MCU, but
yeah, but you're
it's
saying X-Men on their own. So
X-Men
you're saying the first choice.
X-Men on their own.
Okay.
Then to bring the Wolverine into it as like a post-credit or like very end type thing.
I'm torn. I like that second choice, but I'm torn between Wolverine or somebody else because...
Well, I did it just because off the comic books, that's what happens in one of them.
Yeah.
Because I have the little snippet, if you don't mind me reading it. Letting Wolverine attempt to assassinate him because he knew he could break Wolverine's...
Professor X.
Yes. Break Wolverine's conditioning and then have him be a weapon for Xavier instead. So yeah, apparently Wolverine and Xavier met before they officially met. Wolverine was brainwashed into killing Xavier, and Xavier stopped him and used his own mental powers to turn Wolverine.
Yeah, see, and that's why with me, here's what I'm thinking. I feel like how you introduce the X-Men into the MCU
Is their own movie, to me.
Is no.
You
do it like Spider-Man.
You don't do it.
You don't do it at all. Don't use them.
Fuck it.
Don't use them at all.
You bought it, now just keep it on the shelf.
Basically. No. But, so what I would do is that second choice. Kind of like with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You're putting it into an Avenger movie is what I would do. However, I wouldn't use Wolverine. And the reason why I wouldn't use Wolverine is there's articles out there that say don't use Wolverine to introduce the X-Men to the MCU. Wolverine is overdone. There hasn't been enough room between Hugh Jackman and the next guy to kind of let it breathe. Yada, yada, yada. I get it. Like, that is a case in point. Hugh Jackman iconically is Wolverine.
Yeah, that's true.
It's kind of like the next time if we get a next Tony Stark in the future, those are going to be some big fucking shoes to fill.
Oh, for sure.
Because Robert Downey Jr., you know what he does?
He's Iron Man.
Basically is Iron Man in real life. Goes to the Amazon conference and it's like, I'm Iron Man. I'm Tony Stark. So he's basically Tony Stark.
I started a Tony Stark style foundation.
Basically.
Yeah, he did.
I've said basically a lot on this podcast. I've just noticed.
Because you're a basic bitch.
Because I'm a basic bitch. But I would not use Wolverine. Not because
you got your Frappuccino?
Not because of that. I would use... Because Wolverine's got such an intensive backstory.
Yeah.
I would almost want the Weapon X.
You want his own story.
I want the MCU to tell me the Weapon X side of it, but I don't want it to be an X-Men Origins type of movie. And I'm kind of thinking that...
I want Wolverine to be thrown in other people's movies, and I want him to have his own streaming service series.
Okay.
Because I'm sorry, they kind of proved with X-Men Origins, you can't show that with just a movie.
Yeah.
You need a series to show the amount of storyline that goes into the Weapon X program. Everything that happened from the 1836 when he was born to 1970 something when the Weapon X program happened. And then after Weapon X program, 1970, 1980 something till he meets the X-Men. However, whatever year they want to make that. The guy's been around for well over 200 years. I
would like that.
I want a TV series throwing him into MCU movies here and there because he ties in with a lot of teams as well.
Like Alpha Flight,
X-Men, Avengers. And there's a few of the iterations of the Avengers he teams up with. Weapon X Pro has their own team I can't remember the name of.
Here's how I do it. So yeah, here's how I do it. So I don't know what movie. I'm trying to think what movie I would add this to. Maybe you can help me out with what movie. I'll lay it out.
Okay.
You tell me what movie it lays into. So think back to First Class. Beast was not always blue.
Yeah.
He was basically, hey, I'm a human, but I've got weird fucking feet and
There's
shit.
Ape Beast and then there's Cat Beast, as they call it.
Basically. So I start out with Ape Beast.
Okay.
And it's like the X-Men are a thing, but Beast is the only one we're introduced to in whoever's MCU movie we're in right now. And basically the side storyline is that there's these how do they even introduce this? This is the hard part of how they get it in there. But the premise is there's a cure or something, and there's something with mutants, and Beast is kind of volunteered for it. And what happens is it transforms him into Cat Beast, the Blue Beast. Because in the comics, not long after he transformed into Blue Beast, he was recruited to join the Avengers as a provisional member. That's what I do. I use Beast as my tie-in, basically, to where the first time you're seeing an X-Men character, you're not overloaded by X-Men characters. You have the one, and I don't want the exact same person to play it, but I kind of do. Give me Kelsey Grammer's Beast. Like that to me, like, nothing against Nicholas Hoult. He's a great Beast. Mm-hmm. Kelsey Grammer's fucking Beast. The look of Beast, the kind of inflection in his voice when he would like get angry, but then when he would be diplomatic and kind of talk normal, like Kelsey Grammer was the perfect cast for a Beast,
for older Beast.
Exactly. And that's what maybe I kind of go with, is I kind of fit Beast into an MCU movie and have his transformation, because then you can already say he's a part of the X-Men, because he is when he's Ape Beast. But then whatever happens, I threw out the experiment thing, but I'm not really...
I think he did that to himself.
Yeah, and that's the thing of like, I don't know how you do... Unless he is trying, because in First Class, he's trying to find a cure for it.
Yeah.
If basically... he's a part of the X-Men, and he's trying to find a cure, and he thinks he found it. And it goes national, and basically it's on live TV. Oh my God, the first mutant that's going to be cured of their mutation. And it goes horribly wrong on camera. And people freak out, and he turns into the blue cat-like beast, and it's almost like a monster type of thing. And then somehow towards the end of the movie, like the rest of it pans out. That's the only part. I don't know how to get from that part to him joining the Avengers or being invited into the Avengers as that provisional member.
So Beast, I found his furry. It's off the Wikipedia. If you want to hear it, they want to hear it. Furry change in team trading. Hank leaves the X-Men shortly after his 20th birthday. Mm-hmm. After remarking that he no longer one of the strangest teens of all, as he becomes a research scientist at the Brand Corporation, a genetics research facility. His assistant, Linda Donaldson, quickly becomes his girlfriend. Hank isolates a hormonal extract, allowing anyone to become a mutant for a short period of time, and uses the mutagenic serum on himself to disguise his appearance for foiling any attempt to steal his research.
Pause. I'm going to have you start right where you stopped. I'm going to interject really quick.
Okay.
Take what you just did, how it fits into the MCU. Thunderbolt, he quits the X-Men, joins a lab facility run by Thunderbolt Ross. Thunderbolt Ross basically wants to take a hormone to give people genetic powers, kind of like what they tried to do in Hulk.
Trying to find another way around
and what they did with Captain America, but this time with mutations. Play.
He waits.
You don't have to have the relationship thing, but that's what I would go with. Play.
He waits too long to reverse the process, leaving him permanently transformed. He grows gray fur, which later turns blue all over his body and acquires pointed ears, elongated canine teeth, claws, and ability to run on walls and ceilings like a spider, enhanced senses, and accelerated healing factor, and a feral side he struggles to control. He briefly joins the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants when Mastermind wipes out his memory, but quickly recovers. When Beast is wounded, he is aided by Patsy Walker, and then reunited with his old girlfriend, Vera Cantor. Back at Brand Laboratories, he discovers his girlfriend, Linda Donaldson, is an agent of the criminal secret empire, and they break up. Not long after the transformation, Beast is recruited to join the Avengers as a provisional member.
So
blah, 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 blah.
Pause. Here's what I'm thinking. So he leaves the X-Men. You don't have to show him leaving the X-Men. You can just pick it up. He's introduced. He's already quit the X-Men. He's recruited by Thunderbolt Ross to come up with this mutation thing to try to... It's basically them trying to recreate the super soldier serum.
Would it be too much to like kind of start off with him like going just to Xavier, none of the other X-Men, and going,
okay,
I have to do this for myself, like hands him like something saying, I like shows him like, I'm going to go join this laboratory thing.
Yes, that could work.
Like, hey, I have to expand my own life.
Yeah, it's not too much.
So just goes up to Xavier and say, I'm leaving the school. You have other people to help you with what you're doing. I need to go do my own life.
Yeah.
Would that be too much like weird to start at?
Well, it depends on, first off, we haven't figured it out yet. We will. Which MCU film this is in. But part of me feels
this
like depending on who's...
Beast film.
A Beast solo film. Then that works.
Yeah.
And that is what, like, if it's that work, like, if it's a Beast solo film, yes, that needs to be in there. But if it's in a different MCU film, kind of like Avengers Civil, like, what if they did, and I'm trying to think of the event that they could use. Like, Civil War was perfect to introduce Spider-Man.
Right after the snap.
Elaborate.
So this is all happening right after the snap. Like, make it kind of like everyone got snapped away. He was during that whole time, he was frantically trying to figure out what the hell was going on. Blah 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 blah. All the kids are back now, and he goes, after these events, I need to go do my own thing.
Yeah.
He just to Xavier, like, this was like a tragic event. This was a almost traumatizing event.
You can make it to where he was the only X-Men that wasn't snapped away.
One of the very few. Like, most of his original friends.
The other ones were off on...
No, they were all snapped. Like, most of his original members were snapped away. Maybe just him, Xavier, and one other were still there. And just dealing with that, realizing... Life is too short. It's been 5 years. I need to go do my own thing. I have this opportunity with this lab to go work for them. And then does that, the whole experiment thing, and maybe even build on the relationship just to add some storyline into it. Beast thing does too long, kind of like find out what Thunderbolt Ross really wants to do with this, if we're going to keep him as the bad guy, because he's kind of more so just like liaison to like...
I only bring him up because of like the Sokovia Accords and stuff like that.
So yeah, maybe he does kind of run it to some degree.
Because I was thinking like the government would... Like, I'm thinking the government...
He liaisons the superpowered stuff. No, I get it. He liaisons the superpowered things to the committee that is in charge of that, Sokovia Accord style. And
what if, and I don't know if this is too weird to shoehorn in here.
Yeah.
What if... I don't know. Because we haven't had... it could just be something where Thunderbolt Ross is finally learning about people have mutations and these mutant powers. I want to tap into it. Hank, you're going to help me.
Oh, he's not even going to tell him that he wants to
he thinks he's doing something good.
For research about like why things are how they are and what they do.
Super soldier
He's just like, it's like, you know what? This gives me another way to make superheroes that we can actually control.
Yeah. Just like Hulk.
Yeah.
Just like
he wanted to do with Hulk.
It's the exact lineage or the lineage from Hulk.
What he wanted to do with Hulk is like, okay, maybe this is a different way we can control soldiers.
Yeah.
We can give them temporary superpowers.
Mm-hmm. And then basically it transforms them into Beast. Then what you can do is, I think you can still have the Brotherhood of Mutants in there, because obviously the Avengers have to go up against somebody. And it's basically the Avengers learning about these mutants. Oh, maybe that's it. It's a story about the Avengers learning about these mutants, and they they learn about it by going head to head with the Brotherhood of Mutants, with Hank on that side, and then towards the end, Hank flips to the Avengers, and then that's how the Avengers kind of use Hank to kind of learn about the X-Men and learn that they're a thing. Because Hank would be the in for the Avengers to meet the X-Men.
What I would leave it as, we do the lab thing, finds out that, don't make him find out that Thunderbolt Ross was going to make him do that. Mm-hmm. He just does that to himself, becomes Blue Beast in a fit of rage that he can't change himself back, just trashes the lab with that feral side. And then just leaves, and you got Thunderbolt going, should we go after him? And he goes, not worth it. Scrap everything. He learned from Hulk, you don't chase him down.
Yeah.
He just goes, just destroy everything.
Burn everything. Burn the lab.
Burn everything. Mm-hmm. Basically, I'll take the heat, say we found nothing, we're scrapping it.
Yeah, and then...
And then you have him join the Brotherhood of Mutants, or go up against the Avengers.
Or,
let me fucking finish.
Or, I'm just going to change it slightly. No Brotherhood of Mutants. Beast is on a rampage. The Avengers versus Beast. The Avengers
what's left of the Avengers.
Yeah, what's left of the Avengers. The Avengers... Not an Avengers film. A Sam Captain America film. It's Cap.
Could be.
Because it's Cap going up against... Cap learning about the mutants. Well Sam learning about the mutants. I was going to say,
Sam...
And then it's Sam versus Beast. No Brotherhood of Mutants. Just Sam versus Beast. And then by the end of the film, after they have their fight, after they get through everything, he learns who he is after their big fight. Then it's basically... Sam goes, well, I got to put the Avengers back together. I'm going to need your help. And that's where Beast becomes a member of the new Avengers.
Because my other thought...
banding the Avengers back together.
Could be that. The other thing I was thinking was have it to where Beast kind of joins the Brotherhood. Mm-hmm. This might, now that I'm starting to think of it, might be introducing too much. Mm-hmm. But you get Magneto, Toad, and what other 2 or 3 you want, or 2 more, and then you got Beast. Mm-hmm. You got Sam, got Spider-Man, Wanda, and who the hell else is left?
Thor's off-world, Black Widow,
dead.
Oh, that's right.
Hulk, but he's sort of injured. But
Hawkeye's retired officially.
Yeah.
Sam, Spider-Man, and Wanda.
I mean, that's a pretty powerful team.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anyone because all the Asgardians of the Galaxy are in space. Captain Marvel is in space.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of everyone that was in that movie. Doctor Strange is in the Nightmare Realm as of
He'd be busy.
Far From Home.
He's busy with Doctor Strange things. Plus, he's too
Black
OP.
Panther.
Black Panther could join in to help out.
I'm trying to... Ant-Man,
there you go. That's 5 right there. That's fine. So you got Magneto, Beast, Toad, and 2 others, whoever you want to throw into that.
Yeah.
Blob.
Let's see. Brother.
I know a few of them, but because then you got kind of a swap. Beast joins the Avengers. Whole Wanda, I am your father. Magneto to Wanda,
and they swap
sides because I'm gonna go with my dad. I want to find out about myself.
Basically, oh my god, fuck, man. That's the tie to then let Wanda learn she wasn't a miracle. She's a mutant.
Yep.
Because she's in the Brotherhood of Mutants.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Yeah, the members are Magneto, Mystique, Quicksilver. Oh, he's dead.
Quicksilver's dead. That's why I didn't see him.
What if we learn Quicksilver got brought back by the snap?
He wouldn't be. He got killed by being shot. Like 2 years, 3 years before that. Well, 5 years before they got snapped back.
Is there any way they could bring him back?
I just let him be dead and just team up what you have left.
Johnny, didn't we learn before? He's too overpowered, man.
Just let it go. No, actually, this one wasn't too OP.
This one wasn't, but the other one was.
He was OP.
So here's what All right, here's who I'm picking.
Okay.
You said you want 5 of them?
Give me 5. Magneto has to be in there.
Magneto's 1.
Yeah.
Sabretooth.
Okay.
Juggernaut. Not Juggernaut?
Don't make it too OP of a team.
So, Sabretooth.
Yeah. Toad. Give me Toad.
Toad's
not that bad.
Blob.
Okay.
And then
Beast would be the 5th one.
Beast would be the 5th?
Beast would be your number 5.
So, instead of Blob, here's your choices.
Okay.
You pick the best one. Avalanche, Pyro, Blob, Mystique.
God, I wish I had something in front of me so I could see all these names.
Avalanche, Pyro, Blob, or Mystique.
So, like right now, we have Magneto and Beast have to be in it.
Yes, Magneto and Beast. We have Sabretooth and Toad.
Sabretooth, Toad.
And then the
Avalanche, Pyro, and Blob and Mystique. I'm 50-50 on Mystique.
I am too.
Like I would feel like she sort of has to be in there, but not.
She is such a needed villain. Like, I'm talking. I want Mystique, like, not Jennifer Lawrence style Mystique.
Yeah.
Basically.
So you want to throw Mystique in there?
I mean,
well, because I'm trying to kind of make it like a fair team.
I'm
so
thinking
let's throw
either her or Pyro. I'm thinking Mystique or Pyro.
Either Blob or okay. So let's do this: Blob or Sabretooth for the heavy hitter.
Sabretooth.
Okay. We have Pyro or Avalanche for the destructive power. I'd say Avalanche. You know what Avalanche can do?
Tell me.
He can actually like make earthquakes. So he can destroy buildings.
But fire.
Fire.
I'm trying to think of who could combat because we don't want to make it OP. Is there anyone that can combat the fire from the Avengers side?
Well, we have Spider-Man, Wanda,
Black Panther, Ant-Man.
I go with earthquakes.
Sure, we'll go with Avalanche. Yeah, we'll go with Avalanche.
Because you have
we've got
Cap you can have the.
So that's 4: Sabretooth, Avalanche, Beast, and Magneto, and then Mystique. Is 5.
Though I'm tempted to take Sabretooth and put Blob in, because could you imagine Black Panther versus Blob? Blob is supposed to be basically an unmovable object.
Yeah.
He goes to hit him with the kinetic energy. He says, absorbs himself.
The reason why I say Sabretooth, though, is if Hulk was fighting, I'd say
have
Blob.
Okay.
But there's 2 reasons why I say Sabretooth. 1, it introduces him to the universe, so then we could have a
Wolverine tie-in
later. 2, once Beast does change, could you imagine a fight scene between Beast and Sabretooth? That'd be fucking sick.
Right.
And they have similar, like, skills to where it would be a fucking fair match.
That would be cool.
So that's what
I would put
with.
Spider-Man against Beast in that fight.
Yeah. God, stop it, guys.
Like just flipping back and forth from each other, because they're both super acrobatic. So they're like both flipping back and forth. It's like, stop.
No,
holy shit, you can do the same thing I do?
That's what I would do. I would introduce I would have Beast be the solo in the intro, because then after all that happens and Wanda, we don't even need the explanation. We could get a spin-off whatever, or in a different movie, an X-Men movie, where she learns about, basically it's like, I'm going with my family.
Yeah.
And she basically, boom, is now in the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. And Beast joins the Avengers. You could have it be a provisional thing, or you can say, "Fuck that, we're just gonna make him
a member, just do it."
On Avenger, and then basically that's the tie-in to.
I want Paul Rudd to go. I didn't get to be Avenger right away.
Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man didn't.
I feel like Paul Rudd would bring it up, though.
Spider-Man, welcome to the Avengers, Beast. Because, Spider-Man's the welcome committee now.
Yeah, apparently.
But then at the end, it's basically... Now, here's the thing going off of that last thing. Movie ends. How does that then... What is then the next jumping point to then bring eventually the entire X-Men into the picture? Beast is now part of the Avengers. It's hard, I know.
That's a hard one. Because I almost want to have an after credit scene that has nothing to do with him.
What is it?
Xavier.
Lay it on me.
Xavier, Doctor Strange, Black Panther.
Oh, the Illuminati. But you can't have that without Tony.
Can we? Make it because Tony's dead. They need to start this group.
They would have to... I want them to... They got to introduce Namor before they do it.
Do the Black Panther 2 movie with Namor in it, then introduce.
And here's the thing.
Do the Beast movie later.
Who takes Black Bolt's spot? Because in Humans, we kind of had a TV series then, but that kind of sucked.
Well, start off just basic group and say...
And then they recruit Namor and Black Bolt?
Yeah. Okay. Say, hey, I'm like basically, hey, we're starting a group to manage... And this is me paraphrasing. This is hopefully not what they would make him say. To kind of...
We're thinking this is after Doctor Strange 2, right?
This is after Doctor Strange 2, obviously, because he's got to come back first. Because then we have to have Black Panther 2 to introduce Namor into the universe. Yeah. Therefore, then we can have Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and Xavier, kind of just the three of them meet up and say, we need to make a council because Tony Stark is gone.
Give me 1 second. I'm looking up something really quick.
Okay.
I've got a different post-credit scene.
Okay.
And this is only because, let's see. I want to see in the comics how they did it. Let's see. I got it.
Okay.
Post-credit scene. Black Panther. Setting up, this could be. We already know. We could possibly already know when Black Panther 2 is going to come out, because Marvel's going to be at Hall H. Yeah. So we're going to find out probably in a week or two. Yeah. Probably about Black Panther 2. So this is probably after Black Panther 2. What if on top of that? I don't want to say on top of that scene because mine includes Black Panther, or it could be after he leaves that meeting. Yeah. He goes back home. He walks into the throne room. His mom and another figure is standing there with another woman, white hair, and it's basically the introduction of, but Mom, who is this? And she introduces him.
Aurora Monroe. What if that's are you talking about the after credit scene for Black Panther?
No, the after credit scene for this movie of he leaves at Illuminati, and then that sets up a Black Panther 3 of there's a conflict and they're bringing these two, because how it was in the comics, what it says here is Storm is also part of one of the higher profile romantic relationships in all of comics, having married her childhood sweetheart and fellow childhood sweetheart. That sets up then Black Panther 3, because it could then be like oh my God, I thought you were dead. And they could then have in Black Panther 3 flashbacks.
Black Panther 3 lost to New York? No, I'm kidding.
Basically, Storm and T'Challa, basically like a flashback thing of they're reacquainting each other, after they had hung out as kids. And then they marry in that third one. And that sets up the profile between Storm and... Maybe you just introduce little X-Men here and there and not all together.
Black Panther 2, that's where I would put that one in. Everything happens Black Panther 2.
Is this movie happening before Black Panther then?
No, I would still put this movie after Black Panther.
You're saying that post-credit scene
is in Black Panther 2.
So you're introducing Storm in that post-credit scene. Yes, because that's what happens.
So you get Black Panther 2.
I love how this topic just turned into how can
we're going to do the MCU now. So Black Panther 2 is going to happen. I want to say it's the fight with Namor. Yeah. That's the whole thing. Yeah. And after credit scene. His mom's in the throne room. His sister's in the throne room. Some woman, white hairs in the throne room.
Yeah.
He comes in. She turns around and like introduces herself as Aurora Monroe, kind of like, or do you remember me?
Basic that I like. Do you remember me? Or like he turns around and his face is just like a ghost has just come back from the dead, basically.
You're like, Aurora?
Yeah, I like that. That is what I like. That is exactly what I like. Ooh, this is
you do remember me.
This is chills. That's the post-credit scene, right?
That's the post-credit scene for Black Panther.
And that sets up Black Panther 3.
Yeah.
Fuck, I love that.
Or at least like just sets up that X-Men are in the universe. Black Panther's still here. Blah, blah, blah. We don't know what's happening next.
So I'm going to continue this.
Obviously, there can be a second post-credit scene for Black Panther to introduce something else. But
like a villain or something?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
God, I still, for Black Panther, would love for them Sony to give them the okay to use Kraven to hunt Black Panther in Black Panther 3. But I don't think that's going to happen. No.
Highly doubt.
I love how we've gone on this train. So Beast would be introduced in a
solo movie.
I'm saying solo Cap Sam Wilson movie. Although
no, solo Beast movie tie-in
Sam.
So
Sam's the tie-in.
Sam's the tie-in.
Okay.
If nothing else, it's just him and Sam.
Okay.
But I would love it for to have the Brotherhood Mutant and very end like. And
then Storm is tied in.
Black Panther movie.
Black Panther. The Fantastic Four is tied in with Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yes.
Just by the Baxter Building.
Yeah, that's all we need.
That was freaky.
Yeah.
Who's the next X-Men we could introduce into a film kind of like we just did? Like Cyclops and Jean are together. I feel like keep
them in an X-Men movie at that
basically. Point. I keep saying every time I say basically now,
unless
it's like a dagger in my fucking brain, John.
I'm gonna throw something at you every time now. No, I'm kidding. Maybe end of Doctor Strange movie. That's when you tie in the Illuminati.
Yes,
he gets back
because Doctor Strange's like, we need a contingency plan.
We need to have something. Tony Stark is no longer here. I just got back from this horrible thing that I was off world for, or off out dimension. I don't know how you say that. I was out dimension.
I was in a different dimension.
I guess if you want to use that many words.
So basically, also, you know what's? I'm gonna click here. Ooh, that is fucking. So that is fucking awesome.
I can close that now.
So apparently,
yeah.
Because I saw this article, I never read it. Since we just came up with a Beast solo movie.
Yeah.
Apparently, X-Men editor developed a solo Beast movie, and you can read the script. So basically, Nicholas Holt's Beast almost got his own X-Men spin-off movie, and you can read the early script for it right now. When Fox decided to relaunch the X-Men franchise with a younger class, First Class was used to reintroduce the familiar characters, but with new actors. McAvoy, Fassbender, Jennifer Lawrence were three of them who continue to be mainstays in the series through Dark Phoenix, with Holt's version of the Beast being the other. I'm going to skip ahead. Longtime franchise editor John Ottman revealed to The Hollywood Reporter that he developed a solo Beast movie around the time of X-Men Days of Futures Past. His then assistant, Byron Barton, proposed the idea to Ottman and wrote a script for X-Men Fear the Beast, the proposed title. I really like that title. I'm going to take it. I'm not going to take it. I'm going to even write my own movie. We just came up with an idea. In just a few weeks, which Ottman became a fan of, Ottman made tweaks to the script and envisioned the film as a $90 million production that would pick up after the events of Days of Futures Past. 90 million seems like a lot for a movie, right?
I mean, so. I would think
there's
so.
some that, you know what? Give me a solo movie. Whose solo movie do you want me to look up?
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. That's one that uses like
a lot of CGI.
Is there anyone that y'all? Yeah, I was gonna say cosmetics, but they don't use cosmetics anymore. A lot
of CGI.
Let's see that movie. Where's the Wikipedia? Because that'll tell me the budget. The budget for Doctor Strange was all right. It is not that much money at all. Doctor Strange was $165 to $237 million. So it's way less than that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wrong. I don't know movie prices. But I'll continue to read. $90 million production that would pick up after the Days of Futures Past. However, the movie never made it past this early concept phase. As franchise writer/producer Simon Kingbird declined to read it, but thanks to Ottman, Barton, and The Hollywood Reporter, you can now read the full rough draft of the script for free. For those of you who don't have time to read the 100-page script by Burton, let's run through some of the broader concepts. I'll do that now because I'm not going to read it here on the podcast. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine if we did a podcast where Johnny and Ricky reenact X-Men: Fear the Beast? The film opened with a homage to The Thing before going back to Beast in the middle of a training session in the Danger Room where he begins to lose control of his powers. He has shared his repressor serum with another scientist who has a similar mutation, but must now go track him down after learning that he is terrorizing an Inuit village. Beast recruits Wolverine to fight the other mutant while Professor X, Mystique, and even Jubilee have roles. Lastly, there's a post-credit scene tease that Mr. Sinister has been watching all of this unfold. If the film was successful, they had plans for Omega Red down the road.
Oh, shit.
So, vastly different than what ours was. I'll be honest, with the MCU, I don't see this story obviously working. This was a contained one for them.
Yeah.
I like ours.
Yeah.
For the MCU. Did we figure out any other X-Men we were going to include? Is at that point you give Wolverine his own solo movie, which is the Weapon X? It's just Wolverine, Weapon X?
Like I said, I don't know if I do it as a solo movie. I don't know if I do it as a solo movie, Weapon X.
What if it's his breakout of it?
Maybe that.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think what story could we tell Wolverine right before he joins the X-Men?
I mean, you could still go back to the sent to kill Professor X, flip him. That wouldn't be I don't know if that'd be a solo movie though at that point.
Yeah. Unless then, okay, here's what I do.
Or some, I don't remember the storylines, but pit him up against Omega Red.
You could, or I got this. Throw Wolverine to the side. Sorry, Momoa. The next X-Men that we see in the MCU is a Brotherhood. It's a Brotherhood of Mutant movie circled around Wanda and her relationship with Magneto, where she learns about her past,
that she's
and
a mutant,
dives into that.
Why her father wasn't there, blah, blah, blah.
It basically is like a re-origin story for Wanda's mutant heritage.
Yeah. Basically, I would say it's like, hey, I put you and your brother up for adoption because with what was going on, I could not take care of you.
And that, in that movie, the X-Men, because the Brotherhood of Mutants, they're going to go up against the X-Men. And that's where you get the first Jean, Cyclops, Wolverine. You can even, just have them in the X-Men already. Like, you just get these X-Men right away.
Maybe.
I don't know if that is enough.
Or if you don't want to, you want to save Wolverine because he's a good one to do solo movies with.
Or you just flip it and have it be an X-Men movie with the Brotherhood of Mutants in there, and we do the Wanda thing.
I would do the other way around. That way you're focusing on Wanda.
Okay.
Because that way, where do you want your focus to be? They want to be on Wanda and...
Yeah.
So you want it to be on the Brotherhood of Mutants. You want it to be... Yeah. You don't want to, make it one movie and focus on everyone else because, what the fuck happened?
No, I get it.
So make it a Brotherhood of Mutants movie.
It's a bad guy movie.
It'd also be interesting because Marvel hasn't really done that yet.
Have a bad guy movie?
Yeah.
Where Sony has. Venom was a bad guy.
Sony has, DC has.
Anti-hero.
Has had Suicide Squad. It's not like it's not a concept that hasn't been done.
Yeah.
It's just a concept that hasn't been done by the MCU. And therefore, kind of something new to them.
Mm-hmm. No, I like it. And this isn't like...
And then have them go, make your own Avengers lineup. You don't have to keep the exact one because Beast we threw into the X-Men. Yeah. So have it...
Well, Beast is now an Avenger.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
So you can have Jean Grey, Cyclops, Iceman, Angel. Throw Nightcrawler in there.
Fuck yeah, man. Well... Do you want a different lineup than... And that's a question. Do you want a different lineup than what they did with Fox?
You're kind of replacing... Well, I mean, it is, but it isn't. You kind of got like two iconic characters you kind of have to keep in there.
You've got to keep... The ones you've got to keep, and this is when the X-Men are all introduced. You got to have Beast, you got to have Wolverine, you got to have Cyclops, you got to have Jean, you got to have Professor X.
Yeah.
The other ones are intermittent.
So, like...
You're not going to have Quicksilver because he's dead. You're not going to... I would say you're not going to have Colossus because he's with Deadpool.
He's in the Deadpool stuff right now.
I would say... See, here's the thing. Nightcrawler is needed, but I almost feel like Nightcrawler... It's almost like a spider...
He replaces the Beast aesthetic.
It's almost like a Green Goblin problem, I think.
I'm fine with that.
Where we've had it once, we've had it twice, now we're going to have it 3 times.
I'm fine with it only because we're kind of just throwing him into the X-Men lineup to have someone. Unless you can find someone from the X-Men that can sort of replace Beast's powers. Because what you got to think of also is a team...
What do you mean by that?
A team build.
Elaborate.
So...
Elaborate.
Got elaborate.
Gotta keep it elaborated.
That's weird.
That's the second time we've made that this time.
So Cyclops has got the leadership, but he's also got the long distance power.
Yeah.
Jean sort of got a telekinesis. I'm trying to think how to... This is a weird way of lining things up. Then you got Angel's got the aerial support. Iceman's also got sort of a mid-range fight tactic. Because he can't shoot it that far. His ice can only go so far.
You know what?
But then Nightcrawler's kind of got the agility more so than anyone else. And he may not have the strength of Beast, but he's got the sort of poof, spot to spot, and have the fight tactic then of close range combat.
Here's what I've got. I need you to get rid of one more. What's another expendable Avenger or an expendable X-Men that you've mentioned so far?
You can either get rid of Angel or Iceman, I guess.
Get rid of Iceman.
Depending on who you're replacing him with. I'm saying depending on who you're replacing him with.
I'm getting rid of Nightcrawler, Kitty Pryde. Similar. Where it's not poof, but she can be that sneaky, like... phase in, phase out, like go through stuff.
Yeah.
There have been like in the Dark Phoenix saga, how she saved the X-Men was basically she came in through the wall and was like, okay, I'm here. I'm going to let you out of the cages type of thing. So she can be that kind of sneaky character like Nightcrawler. I take Iceman away. I take, who was the other one? Not Angel. Nightcrawler, Iceman. There was one other one that you mentioned that I'm going to take away. Basically, give me Gambit and Rogue and give me that relationship, like that actual relationship. Don't give me Iceman and Rogue. I don't want to see that. Give me Gambit and give me Rogue.
Okay, give me.
And then could you imagine Jason Momoa's Wolverine calling Gambit Cajun?
Okay, so give me a 6-person lineup then. I'm going to do...
Jean Grey,
Scott, Gambit, Rogue.
That's 4.
4.
Wolverine, Professor X.
Professor X doesn't go on the battlefield.
Okay, Wolverine, Kitty Pryde.
I'm going to keep Nightcrawler over Kitty Pryde because he's still got the fighting tactic over Kitty Pryde.
I'm looking.
To me, he's got the fighting tactic over Kitty Pryde. So...
I mean...
He's got the way more agility than Kitty Pryde. I don't want to
throw this out there, but I will. I mean, we do have Jean Grey and Rogue. You got to have your female characters represented,
and
Johnny.
we do. We have 2 of them.
Okay, I'm just saying. Like, 3 is more than 2.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We had a huge scene in Avengers Endgame.
I'm only saying that because I'm putting together a team to fight.
What about Bishop?
Bishop he's more of a time travel dude.
You're right. He's more like Cable.
Yeah. Different timeline, or not different timeline. Yeah, different part of the timeline. Like, I think he's between Cable. No, he might be between Cable and
not Psylocke.
X-Men. How about Psylocke?
She could be Thunderbird, Sunfire, Banshee.
Banshee, maybe.
We've already seen Banshee too. And then there's basically Paralysis, Changeling. Yeah, I mean, it's just with Nightcrawler, it's not that I hate him, and I think that eventually you're going to have to sit with, yes, he's needed because he's a key member of the Avengers. I mean, a key member of the X-Men. I just wonder, too, and this is a question about Marvel, I'll ask you, are they going to just keep the same lineup, a similar lineup than what Fox did? Because let's be honest, Fox's lineup for Days of Futures Past, or First Class, was kind of similar to what they did before. Like, minus Jean Grey, minus Wolverine.
I mean,
they had Beast, they had Cyclops in it, they had Mystique, Magneto. Like, the core was there. They also had Nightcrawler. Actually, they did then have Jean later on with Sophie Turner. She just wasn't in First Class.
He wasn't in First Class either. Nightcrawler or Wolverine didn't join. Cyclops wasn't in Nightcrawler, or wasn't in.
I thought wasn't Cyclops in the
Days of Futures Past?
No, wasn't he in First Class?
No, I
thought he was.
He's a kid. His brother Alex.
Havoc.
Yeah, Havoc
was in it. Yeah, I feel like eventually you're gonna be like, fine, you got it. Like, but I also feel like, can they change it up a bit to keep it fresh? Give us some other X-Men that maybe we haven't seen before.
Yeah, what, you want Jubilee?
No, give me Dazzler over Jubilee, man. Give me that light show.
That's why I'm just thinking,
give me that light show, baby.
If I'm gonna do like a kind of showdown between the two, I kind of want Nightcrawler over Kitty Pryde for fight tactic stuff, because it's a head-to-head battle, and I don't really see her as well. She's a covert spy, more so power than a I'm gonna fight someone one-on-one.
Unless they use her as Shadowcat. Oh, that's what she was with Wolverine.
Yeah, that's her code name, is Shadowcat.
Yeah, I don't think it would be that bad if you used Kitty Pryde instead of what's his face?
Nightcrawler. We'll have to agree to disagree.
But here I'm going to make an executive decision, Johnny, because we've gone a while on this. We've gone like an hour on this discussion of what started with Jason Momoa and should he be Wolverine has turned into us basically doing what I didn't. It was basically us doing what I almost had us doing, but I didn't think we'd have enough material to get it done, because I'm like, oh, we've already talked about how they introduced the X-Men into the MCU. Well, guess what? We did it again, and we have different ideas. That's what I learned from this. So if you're okay with it, we're going to push that J.J. Abrams topic to another day.
Sure.
This is just going to be a Spider-Man and an X-Men podcast.
It's all MCU.
You're getting almost maybe over 2 hours, just over 2 hours of podcasting content.
Yep.
And I want to keep you guys happy. So let us know what you guys think down below. How would you introduce X-Men? What do you think of our idea with the Beast movie, with the introducing Storm into Black Panther? Just trying to get these a little bit in there. And then here's the big one. And this is what we go to eventually. How do we get to Galactus? That's what I want.
Can't do it till we get a Fantastic Four movie.
Oh, I know. We got to get Silver Surfer first.
What if you do a movie with Omega Red, Colossus, and Wolverine?
Ooh, that'd be good. Yeah, I would like that.
There you go.
And bring the Colossus from... Are we bringing the Colossus from
Tie it in.
Deadpool? I almost said Daredevil.
Tie it in.
Let us know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Make sure to check us out, patreon.com/most valuable podcast. Also, twitch.tv/mostofall podcast. If you have Amazon Prime, throw us that free sub that you get from Amazon Prime each and every month. Throw it our way if you're not using it anywhere else. Also, make sure to rate and review the podcast on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. It really means the world to us. All those 5-star ratings mean the world to us. And as always, for Johnny, for myself, Ricky Widmer, have a good day, everybody.